Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Marvel Venom set, or Marvel Spider-Man Venom head display here, or mask display. This is set number 76187. It has 565 pieces, and I paid $55 for this set. Now, this set retails for $70, and I believe this is one of the sets that is going to be retiring somewhat soon, but I was able to get this on sale, and so very happy with that. And this is the first kind of head display that I'm doing that's not a Star Wars head display, so I'm pretty excited to get into this. But before I do, I did want to mention I just uploaded a video that's exclusive to my Patreon that is going through the Medieval Blacksmith set, which is another set. It's a Lego Ideas set that I believe is retiring soon. It's really, really great. I'm excited to go through it, and I do a commentary while I do the build, and the build is sped up, and then I recorded a commentary over it. And if you want to check out that video and follow my progress with that set, which is the same way pretty much I'm going to do the Bookstore modular and Rivendell when I get to it, you can check those out over at my Patreon. But in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to review it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to give my thoughts. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so that is this Lego Marvel Spider-Man Venom figure, or head, display, mask, whatever. This is really interesting. There's some parts that I thought I wasn't going to like, and I ended up thinking that they're okay. And there are other parts that are way better than I thought they were going to be. And the build experience was really, really fun. It was kind of challenging, actually. It feels like there's some advanced techniques in here, maybe more advanced than I've encountered recently, especially putting on these lower jaws here. I thought that was really, really interesting. The way the eyes were done was really cool. The back and the side and the top are a little lacking in my opinion, but I'll get into that as I go. So my overall impression is that this is pretty great. I like these helmet displays a lot. I've done several of these Star Wars ones, and I would love for more characters and more themes to kind of get the same treatment, but this is really good. So building the base was kind of interesting because there is something different here because of this drool, which is using this, I don't know if it's transparent like yellow or transparent like green or something, but there's a lot of that used, and it's almost like the venom from Venom. This drool is like dripping down and melting into the stand a little bit, which makes that really interesting. We can see how it kind of eats away in there, which I think is really, really nice, and a small detail, but it makes it differ from other sets in a great way. And building up then the whole like kind of base of this is kind of interesting because you build a lot of stuff like on the front to, you know, prepare for all the details to go on, but it doesn't feel that much, and it certainly doesn't feel rounded. And then the back is very kind of bare bones. And so once you have that first bag done, it's kind of like, wow, I feel like I'm very far away from getting done. Then the next thing you build is the whole back of this. And I actually think the shape of this is well done. It is only attached to just a little bit of studs on the top, and we can see how hollow it is in there, which, you know, it feels, you know, secure enough. This is nice and curved. I liked the piece usage. I was a little nervous about some of these, but then I thought it ended up coming together really, really well. It's built out with some bricks to get that. After you do the back, you do the top here. The top is interesting, like a lot of helmets. It has some studs up top. I don't know if it would be better if these were all tiled out. That might just be unnecessary. I actually think these studs kind of help make it feel rounder than it actually is. But this is very, very basic. Looking at the front, then we start kind of getting into, I think, the teeth. And once we do the kind of back row and top teeth, then we add in the eyes, and then we add in this whole brow, forehead area. Then we add the eyebrows in, which again, you know, kind of surprised me with how nicely everything came together. The eyes are actually not the exact same. This one is a little bit different than this other one here, which I thought was interesting and good. They come together really nicely to kind of form a point, no nose, which I think could be really weird, but fits Venom really, really well. And then the teeth, I was like not sure how we were going to get the depth in something like this. I was not sure, you know, putting these right in front of each other, if that was going to work good. I wasn't sure about the translucent color that's in the back here or the pink, but at the end I really, really like it. I think the pink was a perfect choice. The translucence for some of the stuff behind there just adds to that like drool and everything going on. And the teeth actually do feel like there's a lot more depth here for the jaw than there really is. Part of that is because of this severe underbite, but just even the top row of teeth has more depth or apparent depth than what I initially thought. So that was a real success for me. Once you get all that done, we do these side panels. These are something that I don't know if really worked for me. This is very slender, no ears, and that's fine. This just feels incomplete maybe, and I would have liked it to kind of round out a little more instead of being so flat on the side. This is all tiled, this is all open studs, and I think I would have liked it to kind of round out the side a little bit more, even if that means like having an extra layer or two of not plate necessarily, but maybe tiles here to kind of keep this descending curve going. I think that's maybe my biggest complaint, is these sides feel a little unfinished. And I wish it kind of rounded out a little more, but the line that goes, like, is created here for the jaw is really nice, and I'm glad that that's present even starting from the back of the head. So I wouldn't want to lose that kind of slice across here that is created, but I would have liked this to maybe round out a little bit more, and same for the other side. So that would have been one thing that I maybe would have liked to see. And then once you put those side panels on, the last thing is this lower jaw and the teeth. And this is where I think, for the most part, the kind of interesting and intricate building techniques came for me. There's these jaw pieces, these like mandibles, are made with like several sub-assemblies that kind of connect together in interesting ways. And I didn't really know where it was going when I was looking at the instructions, and then once I placed the first one on here, I was like, oh wow, and it was so satisfying just filling in that gap. I was wondering what those studs were for on the side, and then the way that they use this ball joint in here, which you can just barely see. It was really nice to get this angle, and then when you do the other one, you can just barely see the ball joint, and then you have this clip them all together. There's very few gaps. There's a little bit of noticeable gray there, but that's not too bad, and if this was on a shelf, I don't think you would notice that at all. As far as gaps go on the side, this isn't too terrible. I'm actually pretty satisfied with all of the kind of construction as it pertains to gaps. None of these feel too egregious to me, or too like apparent, or really take me out of it. All this stuff here, I feel like because the angle we needed to create here is so stark, that all works really well. So I don't think there's any huge major gaps where I'm like, ooh, I wish that wasn't there. So these came together really well. The bottom jaw sticking out so much really adds to this kind of menacing, kind of open mouth venom about to eat your head type deal. Helps add a ton of the depth. I love that we can see like some of the pink gums and the red gums, but also a lot of that translucent, the same translucent, and actually it's kind of gets lost back there, but in the back of the teeth there's all sorts of like drool and translucent, that translucent color back there, as like another detail that adds depth and character. And it's really nice that that's backed, is being backed there. It would be great if those could glow in the dark, or it could be lit up in some way, because I think that kind of gets lost a little bit, but it's a really nice detail, and it's nice that it continues down to the bottom here. And then we have the tongue, very well done, and it just looks great, it works great. So this is a really good set. This set is $70 for 565 pieces. So the price per piece, not that good. Some of these, like diorama sets and helmet display sets, like the price per piece count isn't always very good. It feels like, because they're kind of adult oriented display type sets, sometimes the price is a little inflated. It's very possible that this set released at maybe $50 or $60, and then it got a price bump. I'm not sure. I know that at the time of recording this, it retails for $70. As I mentioned right at the beginning, I paid $55 for this. Now, I think $55 for this is a pretty fair price. It makes the price per piece make sense. it could even be a little too high. I mean, these helmet displays for the Star Wars ones, paying $50, $60, $70 for some of those is kind of the norm, I think. And now the Star-Lord helmet, I believe, released at $80. And so paying $55 doesn't feel too bad. I know that at least the Star Wars helmets have really gone up in price since retiring, at least some of them, and I have no idea if that's going to be the case for Venom here, but it seems like it could be. And so these are kind of an interesting thing. I don't know if I would have bought this at $70. I maybe would have. It depends, but at $55 I was very, very eager to build this and to put it together, and the build experience was really, really good. And I think the end model looks great, even though I have some minor complaints about the side here. I think I'm going to very proudly display this. I think this is a really, really nice model, and a fun build, and kind of a challenging build, and just a great experience overall. And it was nice to experience some different kind of stuff for one of these displays than kind of the Star Wars stuff. So this is really, really great, and I hope that Lego Marvel do more of these, and more kind of displays, and adult oriented things, and more stuff like the Nano Gauntlet, and maybe bringing dioramas over to Marvel, and maybe more helmet displays. And I really prefer these instead of the Black Panther bust or something like that. And I would love to get more characters like this, and maybe the Star-Lord one, but hopefully for a little more reasonable price. This is really, really great. So if you like this video, consider giving it a like, and if you like the other videos on my channel, consider subscribing to it so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I will be doing in the future, including more displays, more Lego Marvel, and then a bunch of other Lego themes, Lego sets of different sizes and piece counts and prices, all kinds of stuff coming up. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you're interested and want to support this channel a little further, check out my Patreon, the Sobrix Patreon, where I am currently in the middle of doing kind of an exclusive thing over there, which is for my build of the medieval blacksmith set. So if you want to see me put that together while I give some kind of commentary about what I'm doing, and then review that set in stages as I go, hop over to Patreon, and every little bit helps, and I really appreciate everybody that's still here. And until next time, thanks. Bye.